All right, let's start by saying, like, how did we get here? I've had some previous videos about making a spring, and I didn't really make the spring, I suppose. I just transformed the spring from this tension spring to this compression spring, and I heat treated it and all that good stuff, but it didn't start out life in pristine condition, and it didn't end up being a stellar spring either. And this is actually not the one I had in the other video, but that's another attempt at one, and it's pretty springy. Yeah, but I bought a spring, something that I thought would be appropriate for this application, something that's actually a compression spring, and something that doesn't crush if you put a sufficient weight on it. I could order this thing with actual specifications. You know, I got the spring, actually several springs, that I thought would give me the kind of performance that I need in a spring. Now, I welded up the cross piece there, but let's start with why this spring is even needed, because I've had people say you don't need that. Well, if I make this joint fixed, right, if I weld everything right together, then I have no travel between the wheels and the drive wheel, which, if you hit a bump just right, these wheels will lift this wheel off the ground. And then you have no traction. You can pedal all you want, but you're going to stay in that position for the rest of the day. So that's a characteristic that I didn't like very much. And if I just leave this free floating, right, so there's no resistance on it, there is no way you're going to sit on that thing and balance it. I don't care how good a bike rider you are, what you think you can do, but now let's stick it inside this tube where you can't touch the ground in any way, and balancing is just not something that's really doable. It just tips over, right? If those don't have pressure on the ground all the time to keep you upright, you're going to tilt. And you only have to tilt maybe 15 degrees before it's over. You're going. So this spring is designed to fit in there, into that section right there, and provide progressive resistance to this, so that these tires remain in contact with the ground with some pressure on them so you don't tip over, but not so much pressure that it makes this wheel levitate, causing loss of traction. So today what I need to do is preload this spring so it has some compression in that resting position. And in order to do that, I'll need something for it to push against. So I have this bracket that's going to go up in here, something like that, somewhere in there, so that it will have compression between those two plates. So that's my goal today, is to put this in a position where it can work as a mechanism for this spring to ride on, and then I can put the whole thing back together. It will have the progressive resistance I need for balancing and the springiness that I need to keep contact with this wheel and the ground. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll have a next update when this thing is rolling.